しら夢にまで見た夢の中
Woo! I am beyond impressed with this week's episode of Overlord, the last episode of the season before we get the continuation of our story. And I think the way that it ended was just so... Like, normally I find one thing to kind of like pick and moan at, you know, to kind of be really critical if there's something that actually stood out to me. But I think like everything that this episode was, every gripe I had last week about the invasion episode was completely qualmed out this episode, and I got every single thing I wanted. And the end of the episode literally said, "And the end begins." And I think that that was like the most fitting statement to have during the episode. And there was two major key things that I absolutely effing adored this episode. The first is Princess Rainier and her transition, her evolution to becoming a demon. But it's not even that. It is the fact that at the end of the episode, she was singing us into the next the next season, right? She was singing a song for us to kind of like, hum a new tune as we move into the next arc, as this one kind of closes. This chapter, the book is closing on this specific chapter of Overlord. And I just felt it like, so I'm not a big person that gets into musicals or, likes music. Like when I was a kid and Disney movies, you'd be watching Aladdin or Lion King or whatever, and the music would come on, that's the part that I always hated about those movies specifically. So even in anime, it's very, very rare they do this. I think like the Demon School, the Demon School anime has done this before, and I want to say there's a couple of others that have done like these little song and dance numbers. But the way that Rainier did it, because the way that she did it is because she's truly embraced her demon side that she now has, that she innately always seemingly had this demon side to her. And I'm going to call it a demon side because before it was kind of like a bipolar evil nature to her. But she fully embraced it, and she sung us into the next season, right? And she is now able to extenuate and be able to outwardly express the eternity that she's going to be able to share with 𝐜𝐻𝐽. And she did this through obtaining, and you guys can correct me in the comments, but from my understanding, the way it was displayed to me is she's going to also evolve him, transition him into a demon by obtaining another Seed of the Fallen. So she obtained a Seed of the Fallen for herself to make this evolution into a demon. And I believe she now has a secondary one to be able to do the same thing for 𝐜𝐻𝐽 on top of him being resurrected by 𝐼N's. I also love how 𝐼N's took the plan or took the time to adhere to Rainier's plan, because basically even Albedo praised her and said 90% of everything that just happened was because of Rainier and was because of you. And even she commended 𝐼N's for going along with this silly plan. Even Rainier said, never in my wildest dreams would I have ever imagined 𝐼N's actually showing up and going along with my silly plan of faking and acting and her killing her dad and everything just to get. So the fact that 𝐼N's himself went along with her plan, it exudes like expressiveness of gratitude and really the it's commendingness her for her just strategicness and her evilness and just everything about it. And especially 𝐼N's too, with his acting, the way he acted and the way he was able to really be the villain. It was just like, I'm telling you, I'm still in awe of it. I just thought it was so dope. It was so cool, and I loved every single moment of it. And I love how 𝐜𝐽, even in his death, right? Obviously, he got resurrected. He's going to get turned into a demon as well. He's going to spend eternity with Rainier. Rainier and 𝐜𝐽 are now going to be probably, maybe, I don't want to say key pieces, but we'll probably see them sporadically, kind of the same as we see 𝐸𝑏𝑢s, right? Like 𝐸𝑏𝑢s, every now and then, he'll get an episode or two where he kind of exists. Now, I think we'll get that same thing with Rainier, and we'll get that same thing with 𝐜𝐽, as they basically pay back an eternity of devotion back to 𝐼N's for everything they did for him. Or everything that he did for them, I should say. And, during the whole villain stuff, too, 𝐼N's went on a monologue, and he said something that really caught me. He said, "Death is fair to all. And he is the death bringer of this world, and he is the one that wields at fairness. 𝐜𝐻 was extremely excited about his death, and I know that sounds weird, but he even said like the fact that 𝐼𝐴𝐻 took the time to use magic on him to die was something that he could never express gratitude for, because like the way he did it, like if you think about 𝐼𝐻's death, right, it was gone in an instant. 𝐜𝐻 actually had a moment to really like think on his death, and I thought that was really awesome. Then we have the end of the episode where Albedo's finally paying back Paul. I was like, yes, stick to Paul. He's gonna get tortured. At the very, very end of the episode, we finally see Marquis Raven, as Rhaenyra had hinted before that she was working, or he was kind of working in part of his domains with some of the things that were happening within the kingdom. But Marquis Raven, finally comes back into play. He's gonna basically be a really key piece in the outward people who had devoted themselves to 𝐼𝐴𝐻 prior to this invasion. So he's gonna kind of be that person in charge in that fashion. The one question, I guess, the only thing that I didn't see come to fruition really was 𝐜𝐻 took the time to go and hide the crown of the king. That's the only thing that we really didn't get an end of that story. Obviously, I think it was Aura, or was it Mari who destroyed that area? So it might not even matter in the end of things. But that's the only thing that we really didn't see at all. And that was a plan apparently by 𝐷𝑒:nic. I think Rhaenyra was just getting 𝐜𝐻 to go somewhere, do a task, that way he could come back and be witness to kind of the things that ended up happening. The invasion ended up being complete. Aura and Mari basically went and they took it all out. There was a specific item that I think Aura went and now I always get these two names confused, so correct me, but one of them went and retrieved a specific item where Brain's teacher was guarding. Dude, dead in an instant. Freaking amazing. I don't know what that item was, so, put that in the comments if you guys know what that item was. Let me know what it was and what does it do. I'm really interested in finding that out. Even if it's a little spoilery, at the end of the day, we're probably not going to get a continuation of this story until the movie. And the movie's going to take a step back with the Holy Kingdom stuff, so we probably won't get a continuation of this till 2023, 2024 anyway. So let me know what that item was. Let me know what it does. If it's spoilery, don't put it, but if it's not, if it's just like an item and here's what it does, put that down in the comments. I would definitely be very interested to know. But I think the way I'm going to cap it off is this. This episode got everything I wanted. We got the invasion, the completion, the destruction of the kingdom. We got Marquis Raven, which I really like, back into the mix. We got to see Princess Rhaenyra, which I absolutely adore Princess Rhaenyra. We got to see her evil side finally be evolved into a pure demon. Her demon form is absolutely killer. It's freaking amazing. We got to see 𝐜𝐻 devote himself for eternity to her. He's also going to get turned into a demon. They're going to come back into play later on in the anime. She's now going to be under the, basically, like, under the hierarchy of Albedo. Freaking dope. Everybody now around the world knows the fearsomeness of the Sorcerer Kingdom. That's amazing. We got to see Paul die. Love that. We didn't see it specifically, but we know like that's what came of it. He's probably going to be tortured or experimented on, blah, 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 blah. 𝐼𝐻 was finally able to get the sword from 𝐜𝐻, so that's really cool. It never was explicitly said that he got the armor from 𝐷𝑒:nic, but it could be assumed that he also got not only 𝐿𝐻's armor, but also his weapon as well, which is what he wanted because it has the potential to destroy a world item. So maybe 𝐜𝐻 will actually get to use that weapon later on. Maybe 𝐼𝐻 will allow him to, or experiment on it. Maybe he'll, with his new power, maybe he'll be able to kind of like take that out and be even a more useful pawn in the future. But overall, this was a 10 out of 10 episode. I think this was a killer ending to a season. Like everything I wanted from the end of this season, like I really feel like the book closed on this chapter. And I feel 100% satisfied. And I can't say that very often in a lot of different anime. So this one, I definitely feel like, okay, this was the end. Now I'm ready for that next thing to come when it comes. But even if it doesn't come in a long time, I can wait because I wasn't left on some shitty cliffhanger or something. Like I felt like this chapter closed. And I think that's what they got right. So let me know what you guys thought. This was a freaking amazing season. Thank you for being here with me all season long. This was awesome. If you want to see and chill with me during the fall season, like when we're going to cover Bleach, we're going to cover a villainous anime and tons of other ones, check out the video on screen now because fall anime has started. The villainous anime is there. Check that out. And the 10 anime I'm covering this season are there as well. So thank you for this ride. It's been awesome, and we'll see you next season. Peace.